That's how Joe Rogan does it. He's like
Just
3, 2, 1,
start the recording.
and we're live.
That's it. This is it.
On a pack with the devil, and my computer is on the fritz. It's being a piece of shit. I just clicked on reddit.com, reddit.r.forward something news web interwebs,
This is our first day of using the internet,
and it died.
It's great.
He just started crying.
So
Made me super sad.
I did see where there was a fire at Trump Tower.
Oh,
That looked bad.
oh, I was expecting there to be. I thought it was going to be like a punchline.
Political joke.
His fiery orange
There's a
hair.
fire at Trump Tower, and there's a dumpster fire at the White House. Oh,
No surprise there. He's probably grabbing a lot of pussies over there, though. So.
I guess I feel like he hasn't done much in a while. Like, I don't know.
Well, all he does is get on Twitter and just like bandy about private information that he probably shouldn't share with anyone, or pursue Stormy Daniels and try to get her to not tell her story.
There you go.
Via arbitration.
Do you think he's really trying to get her not to tell her story, or is it? I feel like he's almost bringing as much attention to it as he can. Like, hey, I did sleep with a porn star.
I almost feel like he's getting ready for the next Apprentice. Like after he's done, he's like, I got to make sure I stay famous.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
So I just got to come up with some juicy ass shit. So the next Apprentice is gonna Well, I think the next Apprentice is gonna be which one of these women that I fucked while I was married can be my next Apprentice.
That's right.
Yeah, he's a real piece of work. I have a hard time. I know a lot of people would disagree with me on this, but I have a hard time finding anything that he's done that I've been like, wow, this. I'm proud of our president for doing that or standing up to that. Or, I mean, like
I'm thinking there's something out there. I'm sure there is.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there, but like, I almost avoid political news now because I just don't. Number one, it's either going to be so overtly negative about him that like you can hardly find any facts in it,
right.
Or it's the opposite. It's so positive that you're like, are we talking about the same fucking person? Like, come on, this is bullshit.
That's the hardest thing is to find that unbiased,
yeah,
middle of the road.
Yeah, and I consider myself an educated person, but it's still difficult to wade through the trash that's on the internet.
I think he still has a hard time with it not being the government's not a business.
Yeah.
Like as a business, he's the leader. He can say anything like, "We're going to take all the troops out of Syria," like he said this past week, and then they cut to all the military commanders, and they're like,
"That's not a good idea.
No, we're not going to do that. Yeah. We're going to maybe draw down and go from 100,000 to a couple of 10,000."
Yeah. But he and the thing that he does too is like he'll say that, and then 2 days later, I didn't say that. That's not what I meant. That's not what I wanted. And it's like, come on. Sorry, there's motion at my front door.
I think mostly what he does, not that he says something and then like days later he says, "I didn't say that." I think he says something. And then days later, he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to run that by anybody."
Yeah, I probably should have gone to the fact checkers.
No, I mean like not even fact checkers. It's more like this is something that's going to happen, and then it's like, no, that's something you want to happen. But it's a government. You actually have to.
Yeah, like the whole wall. How's that going? It's not.
Well,
he went and looked at a bunch of samples.
You know what he blamed it on now is the latest budget deal. He said he was held hostage by the Democrats, even though they have they're the minority in the House, the minority in the
how can they hold him hostage?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's bullshit. I mean, it's just bullshit. Yeah,
we'll see though. I mean, what do we got? It's 2018. You got 2 more years.
Two and a half more years.
Yeah. Depending on how long this Mueller investigation drags out.
Oh God, I wish they'd just be done with it. I mean, I just wish they'd be done with it and either find out that there's something, and if you're at this point, you spent all this time, like I feel like there has to be something, because if they wouldn't be able to justify spending this much time if there wasn't something there,
But
the longer it goes on,
even if there's something there, can you prove it? I mean, that's the hard part.
Well, and I think that's probably why there is so much time being spent on this. It's like, all right, we can see that he emailed this Russian person, but can we prove this Russian operative's background and who, I mean, like, there's probably a ton of hoops and shit that they have to jump through, but whatever. So, I think what well,
I think right now we're kind of caught up in follow the story. Like, what does the story mean for Trump, or what does the story mean for somebody? I think we need to follow the money. Like,
yeah,
where is the money going?
especially for a guy who that's a focus of his.
All right.
It has been. It's a point of pride for him is money, and that he has it. And lots
who's
of
gonna
it.
Who's gonna benefit from all these trade deals, these trade tariffs, and trade wars?
What company does he own or own a portion of?
That money is flowing somewhere.
Yeah.
So we got to figure that out. I think more people were just focused on, well, how can we prove that he obstructed justice or did this or lied under oath or something? But who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny to me too. Like I've seen people who are conservative leaning talking about how I don't care what Donald Trump did, 10 years ago with some stripper while he was married. How does that affect how he runs the country? How does that affect it? And I'm like, well, would you say that if, like, anytime anybody talks about Hillary Clinton, they talk about everything she did in the past?
Well, they talk about everything Bill Clinton did.
Or yeah, even worse, they talk about Bill. And I'm like, well, Bill isn't her. If my wife went and robbed a bank, just because she robbed a bank, I'm not a bank robber.
Right.
Like, if I knew about it and she had gotten away with it, now I'm complicit. But like, unless you absolutely know that Hillary Clinton knew Bill was philandering around and he was lying to everybody but her, I mean, like,
right. And the Democratic Party is the party without morals, according to the Republicans.
Right.
But now that it's kind of like the head of the Republican Party is the president who has been around with.
What happened years ago? It doesn't matter. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I mean, they're all a bunch of, crooks or whatever. But anyway, so
what's the answer, Josh? How do we fix it? How do we fix America? I need you to fix it right now in the next 10 minutes.
Well, I think part of our problem here in this country is it's a problem. It's one of the greatest things that's ever happened to our planet has been the internet. But it's also one of the worst things that's ever happened to our planet because it is wide open. And I want it to stay that way, by the way. I want it to stay open. But it's wide open, so it allows anybody, any moron like us, to create content and get their point of view out there. Whether it's right, wrong, completely made up. It allows that access. And if you find the right, moldable, malleable mind, you can make them believe whatever the hell you want, just because you have this access to share your ideas, your thoughts, and your opinions. And if people are willing to consume it and they like your personality and they like the way you look, you can totally change people's minds in a good way and in a bad way. So anyway, to that point though, the interwebs, Randall and I were talking earlier about trying to have little segments, I guess, that we would actually hit on. And I was like, so he suggested we talk about news. And I was like, all right, well, what's going to be our go-to news source? And Randall's like, oh, we need to go to reddit.r.news.com, .netflix, whatever. He just knows this damn website off the top of his head.
That's where you start every day.
How many of you in the world know? Like, I just type in Yahoo and hit enter. I don't, nothing else. And Randall knew the whole fucking thing.
Biased, no, I mean, Yahoo's probably fine, or Bing, or even.
No. I was just
news page. Whatever.
I was just saying that because, like, yeah, it just blew my mind that you knew.
I don't care what
Reddit.com/r/news/.
As long as there's more than one opinion on the same page. Right?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. Like, I generally, so Randall's smart. Reddit is the efficient way, it seems, to gather news because they pull news from all different sources. Whereas if you go to CNN, you only get the CNN bend. If you go to Fox News, you only get the Fox News bend. And what I've always done, or what I guess I've done in the past, has been I'll go to CNN, I'll read theirs, and then I'll go over to Fox News and see what they're saying and realize that reality is probably somewhere in the middle.
It's interesting. The top story of the day is like Trump got indicted. Then CNN would be the top story. Fox News would be like
bottom of the page.
Yeah.
Some lawyer wants to talk to Trump.
That's right.
No big deal. He'll bring all 50 of his.
Trump answers questions to more verify his innocence.
Yeah.
That would be
exactly.
The Fox.
Yeah. But that's how it is. So anyway, maybe we should lay off Trump a little bit. He's going to tweet us. I don't even have Twitter, but he's going to tweet us. He's going to include us. Actually, I think I do have Twitter. I just never fucking use it because as far as I'm concerned, it's only good around NFL draft time because you can sometimes you can find out the picks before they're actually put in.
Oh. And what does that do?
Nothing. It just lets me know like a half a second sooner than the people on TV.
I maybe slightly follow the draft. I mean, I start caring about football probably
August,
a couple of days before
preseason.
The first game. Yeah, so
preseason. Then even that, it's like whatever. So we're looking at news page on Reddit, and the very first one that it jumps out at me. I mean, it must have jumped out at a lot of other people because I'm sure they've got an algorithm to put these in order.
You see a little up and down if you log in. Like I never log in and vote, but
yeah, so people Redditor.
Yeah.
Anyway, first article: Mom arrested after Tempe toddler ate mac and cheese made with THC butter. What are your thoughts on that, Randall?
I don't know. I haven't had that much THC.
I haven't either. I wonder what it tastes like.
I mean,
here's the thing. Like,
how did the mom get caught? Click on the story.
Well, and I have several other questions too. So, like, number one, is marijuana legal in Arizona? I don't know. I would guess probably not. The reason I say that because Arizona is typically a super conservative state in terms of like their leadership.
We're looking at the news story right now. She probably won't get much time because she's kind of cute. So.
Well, if she does, she can serve it here. Just kidding.
Let the record show Josh is pointing towards his crotch.
Yeah. So yeah, she's like a 7 or an 8.
But how did she get caught?
A few drinks in, she might be a 10. Okay, so it says Tempe mom was arrested after police say her child ate mac and cheese made with THC butter. Department of Child Safety was notified by someone in Limpert's home that her almost 2-year-old daughter had ingested THC butter while eating
boyfriend
macaroni and cheese
or grandma,
with her father.
Somebody got mad.
Yeah, during that time, neither parent took the child to immediate emergency care. Okay, so let's get. Why would you take them to the emergency room?
Yeah, I mean the most they probably give the kid is maybe some Ipecac if the kid was.
Yeah, but
if the kid was showing some weird signs, but
the kid probably got high.
Maybe I don't know how much
butter
does it take to get to that point?
Well, yeah, I mean, what's the content of how much THC is in that butter?
And was it on purpose, or was there like the regular butter was sitting next to the THC butter, and somebody just got confused when they were making the mac?
Well, and then I have even further questions too. Like, so let's say maybe the mom has a prescription for medical marijuana, and she's allowed to legally have THC.
What does it say?
It doesn't say that. It says that at the home, police reported they found 2 marijuana grow tents in the garage. I'm guessing that's a problem for them, considering the police found it. Also found mushrooms, bongs, and pipes, containers of hash oil, and other drug paraphernalia. In the home's refrigerator, on the top shelf, were 3 large tubs of THC butter. So, I mean, they had weed.
And some stuff.
They had a little business running.
Where it says the mom admitted that she made it for her husband, but didn't know her daughter would have some. So
right.
Nobody was force feeding a kid THC mac and cheese.
No, should the parents have gotten in trouble? Probably. Do I think this child's life is ruined because she's consumed THC butter? No,
probably not. No.
And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, hell, we have a lot more dangerous things around our house than THC butter. I mean, right now, there's drain cleaner in my bathroom. There's bleach in my bathroom. If my daughter drank either of those, I'd be much more concerned than if she had THC butter.
Right.
I'd be pissed off if somebody fed her THC butter without saying, hey, Josh, are you okay with your daughter ingesting THC butter? But it wouldn't be the end of the world again, So
right.
Anyway, that was
So we have sentenced this lady to maybe a couple of weeks, and
a couple of weeks hard labor in my pants. So
what happened?
So I'm sure you guys have heard this. This was a big political topic a couple years ago, like during Obama's time, and then subsequently, I think Trump reversed it. Anyway, let me get to the point here. But Keystone pipe leak in South Dakota, about double previous estimate. So this Keystone pipe that they put in was that one that like was going through like sacred Native American lands.
Yeah, everybody protested and said they didn't want it.
Yeah, protested it. Super.
They overrode the protesters. I think they threw tear gas at them to get them out of the way. They built the pipeline.
Anyway.
Right. The protesters said, "Don't turn it on. It's going to leak." You know, because there's always been a leak with all other different types of pipelines. And then it leaked.
Gosh, it's almost like they knew what the hell they were talking about.
Right.
And I wonder if anyone who, if any of these Republican, or I'm not even going to say Republican, I'm just going to say if any of these senators who approved this or who pushed for this to happen, like, is Donald Trump going to say, "Oh, sorry, let's send the feds in there, let's get it cleaned up, we made a mistake, we messed up," like, is he going to do that? No.
I would charge the company. I'd charge Keystone or whoever owns the pipeline, so you need to clean it up.
Well, yeah, absolutely, but like, also I think there's a level of ownership that has to be put on the people who allowed it to happen. I mean, like
because we approved it. Yeah.
They encouraged it. So, all right, well, hey, I think maybe if you want to get a Keystone pipeline in, okay, cool, that's fine. But you need to have a contingency fund to pay for spills because they're going to happen. And you need to have, how is this going to impact the environment around or whatever. Anyway, another thing Randall shared with us earlier was that there was the fire at Trump Tower. I hope no one got hurt. I really do. I don't ever want anyone to. Oh gosh. Well, the very first line says a man has died of his injuries following a 4-alarm fire at Trump Tower. Gosh, it does. It looks pretty serious. This is in New York. That was 5:30 on Saturday. So that was yesterday. Wow. 200 firefighters and EMS workers responded within minutes. Apartment was virtually entirely on fire.
I'm a breakfast person. But what's really important for...
I hate you.
Auto ads.
Yeah, what is that? That's Trivago. That's the Trivago guy. I hate him. Anyway.
You need this thing. Open up another tab.
Okay.
And Google or search for uBlock origin.
Whoops. uBlock origin. Whoop.
Teaching Josh about the secret weapon.
The interwebs.
You want the one for Firefox? Is that what you use there?
That's what I'm using right now, yeah. Here, let's just go in here. Alright, I'm going to try and use this mic stand so that I can actually have both my hands. So, if it sucks, yeah, it sucks. Sorry.
There you go. And just install for Firefox.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's install it. Actually, I wonder if I've already got it on Firefox. Nope, apparently I don't. Oh, this add-on is not compatible with your version of Firefox. Whatever the hell that means.
It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll tinker with that post podcast where we're jerking each other off. I mean, we're hanging out.
Thanks for revealing all the secrets.
Yeah, I mean, I should have kept that one under wraps. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's Father of the Year material right here. Another story. Japanese father kept son in wooden cage for more than 20 years.
Now, is that just the title of the article, or is that true?
I mean, was his son an asshole?
Let's delve into
it. Maybe his son had ADD. He was like, "Dude, you gotta stop bouncing around. I'm gonna fucking kill you." Oh man, look at these uniforms. Those police uniforms are nice. Man has been arrested in Japan. Yoshitani Yamasaki claimed he locked his son, now 42. So he put his son in this box when he was 22.
Yeah. Sounds a little weird.
Yeah. He had mental health problems that mean he is sometimes violent. Cage was allegedly less than 2 meters wide and stood in a hut at a family home in Sanda, Kyoto.
I'm taking a break.
Yeah, you gotta go tinkle?
Yeah.
There's motion at my front door. Beware, there's a bed frame there. Nice. That's quite the. It's coming. We're doing it right now. Your father's in the bathroom though. You guys having fun? Nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, sorry. Had the Ring doorbell and it just let me know that I was still hanging out on it. All right, let's get back to Reddit. Let's see what else we got going on here in the world. This crazy world today. Oh my gosh. So here's a headline that jumps out at you. I don't know how you can miss this one. DUI driver who struck homeless man drove with body lodged in windshield. Convicted of second-degree murder. Damn, I mean, if you hit somebody and you're driving with their body in your windshield, I mean, good lord. How is that not murder one? Like, homicide, I mean, for real, like, good grief. Why keep driving? I mean, you're just allowing them to be, I don't know, there's something wrong with you there. That's just crazy. Man, did you guys hear about this teen? I saw this, I don't remember where I saw this, maybe on YouTube or Facebook, you know, one of those super credible news sources. But like there was a lady who had she was like a college professor or something like that, and she had pit bull dogs that she kept in her backyard. She super nice like enclosures with like concrete floors and nice. I mean, it looked like a kennel. Like she, you know, legit took really good care of these dogs. She had 3 dogs, two female pit bulls and a male pit bull, and she had hired this kid to take care of the dogs or help her take care of the dogs. And his job was to keep their crates or their enclosures clean from, you know, excrement and just to generally help take care of the dogs. And she got a call one day when he was over there supposed to be doing this. Now, also bear in mind, what he got paid for this is that she paid for his tuition to go to school. And he was working off 50% of that cost by doing this work for her. So, Jesus. Oh, uno momento, por favore. All right, and we're back. Sorry for that little brief pause. I know you guys didn't even really know anything happened. Randall had to go drop the kids off at the pool, I think.
Yeah.
But
I feel much better.
Yeah.
10 pounds lighter.
A little lighter. Yeah. Man, the news is like it's kind of crazy. I was just sharing. I saw this headline here: DUI driver struck homeless man, drove with body lodged in windshield. He was convicted of second-degree murder. You think I feel like if you hit somebody with your car and you just say, fuck it, I'm just gonna keep going, it's probably worse than second-degree murder. Like I think
Maybe.
I don't.
How drunk are you, though?
Well, geez, man. I mean, you'd have to be.
Yeah.
You'd have to not even know what you're doing.
I would think so.
I mean,
and that's what makes it second degree, right?
I guess. Jeez, I don't know. Anyway, so that was a crazy one there. But let's click next. My computer's going. I tried to Google something just a few minutes ago, and it was like didn't want to do anything. Just super slow.
Have you been hacked?
I think I have. They know about my porn.
Oh no!
Damn it. Yeah. Quiet. Silence. Yeah.
So the next segment is what's the craziest thing you've seen this week?
Yeah, no, that is I like that segment. Yeah, because the news is kind of dragging. Yeah, so news. I guess our news segment we'll do like maybe 10 minutes. I think we may have to.
It could expand if something interesting comes up.
Absolutely. Well, I guess we don't need to do a certain amount or anything, but like, I think maybe next time, like, Les Cole was like, oh, dude, I saw this story. We got to talk about this one. Like, have 2 or 3 that we just want to chat about or something. I mean, in real time, we could be looking at stuff just like we are now, too, because inevitably something else crazy will come up. But I think it'd be good if we just had something. I think it would make it more smooth. Sorry, I'm going to hold the mic again. Just a thought. I think that would be good. But yeah, craziest thing that you saw this week. I think Randall's got. Well, I know Randall has a good story on this one because I've seen pictures. But
apparently, circumcision is a big controversial topic, which I did not know. I didn't know that there was like doctors that are holding down adult females or people that are having kids and having boys and telling them you must have a circumcision. But apparently, according to I think they're called the Bloody Brotherhood, or what was their name? It's these guys dress up in white cowboy hats, white shirts, and white pants with red dots on the front in the crotch area to show that they have had circumcision or someone forced the circumcision on them somehow. And they're against circumcision, which I guess I kind of understand. I mean, it's not really required, right?
Yeah, I mean,
some people do it for more sanitary reasons. I mean, like,
well, there's no medically provable reason to have a circumcision, and I mean,
no, we're saying that as non-doctors. I haven't talked to any doctors and said, why would you do it?
But I mean, I'll be honest with you. I have looked. Again, I'm not a physician. Damn, my belt's binding, so I'm loosening it up a bit. Anyway,
but he did stay at the Holiday Inn Express.
I did, so I know lots of shit. But anyway, so my wife and I are both. Well, my wife is pregnant, so we're having a son. And so this has been a topic of conversation for us, and we talked about it before when we had both of our daughters, and said, if we have a son, I don't think we're going to circumcise him, and then the situation presented itself, and I even though I had agreed to that before, it was like, man, I feel like I need to revisit this just because, like, now it's for real. Like, it's not a hypothetical. It's for real. This is a decision that we have to make.
Nothing wrong with looking at it again. I don't know the difference, and I didn't know it was such a big issue that people needed to approach. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
Are there really issues of people not wanting it but still having to get it? I don't know.
Well, I guess it depends on your religion. I mean, because I know, like, I could be really wrong in this, but like Jewish,
I think it's Jewish religious,
do get circumcised much later in life, in that, like, like at 10 or something like that.
But is this why these guys are against it? Are they against the mothers that want to do it to their kids? Like, they want to?
Yes, I think so.
That's what they were trying to get across.
Well, I think they're basically saying this is.
We want to control this one part of your child's life. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah. Well, I think to them we're mutilating little boys.
Uh-huh.
And to a certain extent, I don't necessarily disagree with them because, I mean, evolution has designed us to have that foreskin for a reason.
I guess.
Generally, now obviously it was there to protect the head of the penis when we didn't wear clothes.
Right.
I mean, just think about that. And I just used the word designed. I'm totally going against my own opinions on this, but the function of
it evolved.
The function of it was to protect the head of the penis.
Right.
That's how I imagine it. But it also has a lot of nerve endings in it, and so by cutting that off, the idea is that you are taking away some sensation from that young man in future life. I suppose that's true, but I don't know that because I'm circumcised. My mom made that election when I was a young boy. I'm very glad she did when I was younger because
I didn't want to do it later.
I didn't want to know about it. I don't want to remember somebody cutting the end of my penis off. Like, there's not much there. I kind of wanted to leave it there. I mean, at least maybe it looked like it was hanging a little more or something.
I need all the length I can get.
I want every little inch of that wizard sleeve that they cut off. I mean, so yeah, I mean that's crazy. I especially in where you work, huge, academic medical center. It's pretty crazy. And the crazy thing is, like, it's right across the street from a VA, so there's it's a huge medical, and I'm sure there was probably a circumcision going on as those dudes were protesting.
Probably.
I mean, because babies are being born there
every
day, all day.
Yeah.
So
I guess I don't get the. For me, it's like, out of all the things you can protest,
right? Like, why is this?
It seems like that would just fall out of favor based on public opinion of it. But I guess that's what they're thinking to themselves. Well, we got to get the message out there so public opinion will change. I guess.
Circumcision is much less common in Europe. Like, I know, in Europe it's no.
I mean, I've seen plenty of videos. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, Randall's found the end of the internet. Is the guy that knows reddit.r.com.nutsack. So, I'm sorry. He found this one on circumcision. So
that's right.
reddit.r.com/circumcision. Red dicks. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I would protest it. I mean, but I'm also of the opinion, kind of like, you can do what you want to do. I mean, I
guess that's what these guys are saying. Is these little kids,
they don't have a choice. Well, so these are probably also the same people who are against abortion.
We don't know that.
I would assume that, because to me it's in the same vein. And so, gosh, that's a difficult topic, but I'm going to jump into it since I brought it up. Abortion.
Yeah. Your foot is in it too.
Yeah. Well, with abortion.
Why do you want to kill babies?
Well, see, that's the thing.
Why is it called pro-life and pro-choice? Why isn't it called pro-choice and anti-freedom?
Yeah. Oh,
exactly.
It's all about how you sell it.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're both selling. Both sides are selling stuff. But at any rate, for me, if me and my wife had a child, and we both said this, we're on our third child now. But if we had a child and we knew it had a disability, or we didn't care, like, it never mattered to us. Like, regardless, that child is ours, and we're going to have it. We're going to carry it to full term, if at all possible. Have it as safe and as naturally as possible. I mean, like, that's always our goal. There's no circumstance that I can imagine me saying to my wife, let's abort this child, unless my wife's life is in danger.
Right.
Because she's here, and she has 2 little girls that need her.
Right.
If her life is in danger, then we need to do something about it. Or the baby's life is in danger. So, like the baby's not going to have not just like mentally handicapped or something. Like, this child, he doesn't have a heart, or like something, or he's missing a brain. I mean, I've heard about these children being born with like basically a caved in skull because their brain never formed, and the parents keep them alive on a ventilator for days and days and days. And I understand, you have that emotional attachment to your child, but like, in all reality, like, if you take a step back and say, did I do this child a favor by allowing them to come into the world, which is not a very hospitable place, and suffer? Or would I have done them a better service by allowing them to be terminated in the best place they'll ever be? I don't know. I just feel like there's very few scenarios where, for me, abortion would be okay. But for other people,
I think there's very few scenarios for abortion for anybody. I don't think anybody gets one. I don't think anybody wakes up in the morning and goes, "Hooray! I get to get an abortion today."
Yeah, no, I don't. I agree with you.
And I think that's what a lot of maybe conservatives look at. And they're like, "Oh God, they're just using it as a birth control." I don't think so. I mean,
I think there's probably, you can find that case.
There's people that are irresponsible, and there's people that probably should have used condoms and didn't, and then got pregnant, and they're like, all right, I need to get rid of this.
Yeah.
But I don't think, like I said, I don't think anybody jumps up out of bed one day and is like, I'm going to get an abortion. Yay!
Yeah, and it's super. I mean, and if you're going to do an abortion, the whole late term abortion, definitely not. I mean, that's no.
I don't think that's legal anywhere.
Right? No, but I think up to 20 weeks is considered early term abortion. I'm not an abortion expert, but I think that's considered early term. Yeah. But I mean, if you look at what a baby looks like at 20 weeks,
right, it would be hard.
It's a human.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a human being, and I know like a lot of states have put in place laws that say something like, before you can perform an abortion, you have to do an ultrasound. And it's like, why? Why? If these people are already making this tough decision,
yeah, trust me.
Either out of financial,
this woman has already thought about this,
right? Either because of financial reasons, or because they were raped, or I mean, whatever their reasoning is, why make it that much more difficult for them? Either just say they're illegal, you can't do them, period, or
I don't think that works.
It doesn't work because people are going to do it anyway.
Do it themselves,
and they're going to do it much. They're going to be a lot more deaths from abortions.
Yeah.
Just take a coat hanger. Like there's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not saying you. There's not a good way to outlaw it. I mean, there's really not, because people are going to do it anyway.
Yeah, I don't mind there being coaching and support and. Even if somebody wants to sit down and talk to the person about, hey, we've got this family ready to adopt.
Right. Here are your options.
But still, you got to make that decision where you got to live with it, where you had a child and you let it go.
Right.
And sometimes that's harder for people than to just say terminate it.
Yeah, terminate it now, so I can pretend like it's not anything. It's an inanimate object. Yeah. I got rid of a lamp. I didn't get rid of a child.
Right.
I agree. I think it's It's much easier to do that. Probably. I mean, I'll never have the experience of carrying a child, but I imagine in that time, I mean, you
don't give up, Josh.
Yeah, I know. Don't give up. One day,
keep letting your boyfriend impregnate you. So.
Yeah, one day when he leaves it in there long enough. But it's crazy. Yeah,
I'm sure it's a tough decision for anybody. I've never had to make it.
Yeah, thankfully I haven't.
I don't think any girl that I've ever dated has had to make it.
I mean, probably every girl has taken the day after pill anytime they've slept with you, just to make sure.
I would think so.
Just to make sure.
I mean, while they're sleeping.
Yeah, you have to I just want to make sure no babies come from you.
That's right.
No, but God, I'm sorry, guys. My allergies are killing me. But yeah, that's a tough one. So, anything else we want to talk about today?
What was it? You said there was something crazy you saw or you didn't want to talk about.
Oh, I did.
I'm gonna bring it up right now.
I did have a really. It was a really funny story, but I'm not gonna share that here because.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's just if this ever makes it out into the real world, people hear it besides me and Randall. I don't think some people that are very near and dear to me would be super happy about that story. But I got some little sporting news we could talk about. I don't know if you're down with that. I started. I'm a big Duke basketball fan. Hence the a pack with the Devil, because Blue Devils, and Duke's team this year was stacked with a lot of really high level talent.
The one and dones, as they say.
Yeah, Did we win the national championship? Nope, we sure didn't.
But you were ranked at the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah, we've been ranked number 1. I think the past 3 seasons, preseason.
And I think they just ranked you again preseason number 1.
Preseason number 1 again, yeah. Because I mean, Coach K, and to a lesser extent, well, actually to a great extent, Jason Capel. No, Jeff Capel. Mm-hmm. Jeff's the Duke guy. Jason's the UNC guy.
My favorite moment from the whole tournament this year was he was interviewing his brother.
Yeah.
And they said nothing about it. I'm just like, can y'all at least say, hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just go into, so how's their game plan going, Coach?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Just a surreal moment. But I think they're both good recruiters. Isn't Jeff the guy with Duke? Jeff
Capel? Yeah.
He's going to another school now.
Yeah, he just got head coaching job at Pitt.
At Pitt.
So not only is he's taking a new job, he's staying in the conference. So I mean, Coach K, I'm sure is happy for him. But come game time, it's going to be a little different.
Sorry, he's not going to pull any punches. Who was another coach? Isn't Wojo a coach somewhere?
Yeah, Wojciechowski's a coach at Marquette. He's a head coach at Marquette. Chris Collins is at Northwestern. Yeah. I think it's Northwestern. You got Tommy Amaker is head coach at Harvard.
Okay.
And there's another one. I can see his face, but I cannot think of his name. There's a huge Duke coaching tree out there, and I mean all these tons of ex-Duke players are coaching now. Well, not even just players, but ex-coaches for Duke that have coached under Coach K are head coaches, and a lot of Bobby Hurley now he's coaching Arizona State. He's head coach at Arizona State.
So any of these guys you think could come back and take over for K, or
if I'm honest,
no.
Well, no matter who comes after Coach K, the expectations are going to – I mean, it's just like with Dean Smith. They pulled in Bill Guthridge, and Bill Guthridge survived. He survived for 5 years,
right.
Not because he was a great coach, but because Dean Smith had put so much talent on that team. Guthridge didn't even have to do anything, And then when
Doherty
was an abysmal failure. He was a good recruiter. He pulled in good recruits. He used the UNC name very well, but he didn't coach them. I mean, you got to think Doherty brought in Sean May, Raymond Felton. He brought in the national championship team.
Mm-hmm.
He just couldn't get them there. And Roy Williams came in with all that talent and took them to the national championship. So, Roy is a great coach. He's not going to leave UNC to come to Duke. And at this point, him and Coach K are so close in age, they're probably both going to retire very close to. I see Coach K's maybe got 5 more years. Maybe. Roy Williams probably in that same boat. Although I think Roy is actually younger than Coach K, but not by a lot. I think Coach K's 70.
Mm-hmm.
And Roy's 66 or something like that. Yeah. So they're very close in age. But anyway, kind of what I was talking about, or was kind of wanting to get to, was that Duke's super freshman class is mostly gone now. We've lost Marvin Bagley. I'm sitting here looking at my signed poster from Duke from this year. So I got all these guys on my wall, but
what's his name?
Last year, Bagley's gone. We lost Trayvon Duval. Well, Bagley, everybody expected Bagley. I mean, Bagley probably could have gone straight to the NBA from high school. So Bagley's gone. Trayvon Duval's gone, which to me is a mistake. He can't shoot. And in the NBA, if you're a point guard, you can't shoot. Guess what you don't get to do? Play basketball.
Right. But
you sit on the bench.
Somebody offers him some money, right?
Well, I mean, he's going to get paid. He's going to get drafted because he's an elite athlete. But he's going to have to go there and work. He can't shoot. That's a problem. When you're playing in the NBA, they want it to be 5-on-5. 5 guys that can score against 5 guys that can score. If you got 4 guys that can score and 1 that can't, they're going to
Pick him up.
Yeah, they're going to leave you. If you're playing against a team like that, they're going to leave you wide open and double up on somebody else. You just can't have that. So anyway, also losing Grayson Allen. He's going pro. Well, he's a senior. He doesn't have a choice.
He has to go pro.
Well,
do you think he'll go somewhere?
He'll probably get drafted. I don't think he's going to be a great NBA player. I really don't. I mean, he's a good athlete. He doesn't do especially well creating his own shot. He's not really tall. He's not really fast. He's not the best shooter. You know, I mean, he has flaws. Right. He's gonna have to come in and work like JJ Redick did. I mean, JJ was in the league for probably 4 or 5 years before he had any kind of success. It's because he got himself in the best shape of his life and just, I mean, put in work to be able to be the kind of player he is. So if old boy's not willing to do that, you know, right. he's not going to be successful.
That's 3 starters, right?
That's 3 starters. Then Gary Trent just announced yesterday he's going pro. So that's 4 starters.
Yeah, brand new lineup.
And Wendell Carter Jr. is the only one who hasn't announced that he's going pro. And of all of them, in my opinion, he's probably the one that's most likely to be successful in the pros. Yeah. Because he can shoot, he can dribble. He's such a wide open game. He's going to be able to play at the next level. So there's our starting 5. But we're bringing in pretty good recruit class. We got the number 1, number 2, and number 3 player in the class next year.
Diaper dandies, baby.
Yeah. So I mean,
if we can get Dick Vitale to retire forever.
Yeah,
even though I haven't heard a game with him in a while, but still.
Yeah, that's true. You know, he must
usually calls the national championship game, but I don't think he did this year.
Yeah, he's getting kind of old. But you know, Duke's bringing in that awesome recruit class. I did see to talk about State a little bit. I did see that Omer Yurtseven, he has said he's either going pro. Or if he doesn't get the attention he wants going pro, he's not coming back to State. Like he did say that.
Oh, really?
So
he go somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could go because he's from Turkey or something, isn't he? Yeah. So he could go play in a Turkish. Hold on, excuse me. So he could go play in a Turkish league, I guess, or he could probably play overseas. But I mean, he's a pretty talented ball player. I would think there's a place for him in the NBA.
And Dorn would be a great player if he didn't have, you know, all the refs playing against him at the same time as everyone else.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
He's
on like every.
I think he's got to be a better shooter.
Important game, you know, a regular season game, he hard to get any kind of fouls called on him. And then like all the important games, all of a sudden now he's got 3 fouls in the first half. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. It's Yeah, it's I don't know. State's so hard to. I mean, being a Duke fan, we're so used to excellence, and I'm not saying that to be a smartass. Like, it's just so much of an expectation. Like, you know, every year we're gonna be in a tournament. We're gonna probably get a 1, a 2, or a 3 seed. I mean, it's not often that we're below that.
Yeah.
We're going to get 25, 30 wins every year. If we lose, it's news. It's a news story. State has this thing like, and it doesn't seem like who's coaching there. Like, they get up. They beat Carolina. They beat Duke. They beat Miami. And then they lose to Georgia Tech. Or they lose to
Wake Forest or something.
ECU. I mean, they lose to lose to Pfeiffer University. Yeah, they lose to some dumpy-ass team. Right. And it's like, what is so wrong with State that there's no consistency? I mean, Duke has those games, you know, 1 or 2 games a year where they don't show up. No matter who we got on the court. I'll never forget. This is probably 7 or 8 years ago when Duke had one of the best teams they've ever had. We went up to Georgetown and Georgetown blew us out by 20 points. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, did Coach K not do something? Like, what the hell? We all drinking before the game? Like, what happened? It happens. It happens. Everybody can have a bad game. But, like, every year State does it.
It's called State shit. That's what it's called, man.
Every year.
NC State shit. It's always something. It's always like.
No matter who the coach is.
Yeah.
Every year. There's something that comes up.
Type thing.
Yeah, I really wonder. Like, 83 is your last championship, and it's not because you guys haven't had good teams. I mean, there's that year that State ran through the ACC tournament. Did they win the ACC title, or they got to the title game and lost to Duke? I think
years ago.
I don't. Yeah, this was years ago. This wasn't like last year. This was back when they had CJ Leslie, and I mean, I'm going back a little bit. It's probably
3 or 4 years. 5.
It's more than that. I bet you it's
Probably more.
5 to 10. Time is flying by.
Yeah.
But.
Well, a lot of people say it's. I mean, there's not a lot of room in one state to have 3 huge basketball programs.
Yeah, but I don't know that I agree with that. I mean, like, because it's not like you just recruit for North Carolina. You know, like the recruits are coming throughout the country.
What I'm saying is, fan and money wise. So the ACC,
so you're saying State gets less money.
The ACC, the NCAA, they know this. They know that. Let's say, if Carolina's playing on Thursday night or Friday night or Saturday night in the ACC tournament, they're going to sell some tickets. If Duke is playing on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night in the ACC tournament, they're going to sell some tickets.
Right. For the same reason they always put Duke and UNC on opposite sides of every bracket.
Opposite sides of the bracket.
Because the best, most money-making game they could ever get would be that championship.
Yeah, because you've got the built-in fan base from the 80s and 90s from Jordan for the UNC fans, and
they hang on to that.
They do.
Everybody's a Jordan fan.
Hang on to that.
And that's their trump card. Whenever you talk shit about their team, no matter how, even during the Doherty years, when they were terrible, Duke was playing them, beating them by 20 every time they played them. But hey, we're the greatest player to ever play. Go to school. Okay, went to UNC. Can you get the fuck out?
1 year? How many years ago there?
No, I think he was there for 3 years. I think he actually played through his junior year.
But I think they had to back then or something.
Yeah, but
and then Duke has a lot of built-in fans too, with Coach K coaching the USA team.
Yep.
And
I think
his affiliation with.
I think Coach K did that more than anything to get like street cred with the NBA players.
Yeah.
Because you get in with the NBA guys, that's who all the high school guys are looking up to.
Right.
Like, how do I get like LeBron James? How do I get like KD? How do I get like Kobe? And if you got Kobe and Kevin Durant and LeBron saying, "Man, Coach K's the best coach I've ever worked. He's amazing."
That's who you're gonna go play for.
Guess who I'm gonna go play for?
Right.
My idol just told me Coach K's the best. I'm going to play for the best. I don't want to play for anything less.
You look at State, and it's always kind of third tier. Yeah, we got our fans.
Yeah.
David Thompson, you talked about.
Right.
You got Jim Valvano.
Jimmy V, huge name. If he was still alive, I think they.
It's big in the state. I think we talk about it a lot on ESPN, but I don't know. I don't see the finances. I don't have access to that, but I'm sure that the amount of money that advertisers make on a Friday or Saturday night ACC tournament with NC State playing versus UNC or Duke playing.
Yeah,
I'm sure the money is probably higher with UNC and Duke. So that's what a lot of NC State fans say. They're like, the ACC knows that, the NCAA knows that, the refs know that.
So it's like that's a conspiracy against State.
I don't know, conspiracy. It's more like, let's say a game is tight and it comes down to, hey, if I call this foul on State,
more than likely Duke will win or UNC will win.
If I call it on
the
State,
next game will get us more money.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
So it's,
and I can see that. I mean,
I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think it's more of like, if there's a possibility to give them the short end of any stick,
they're going to.
We might as well, because.
Well, I mean, here's my counter to that. So if State was just like, if they would just play better and be up by like 20 points at the end of the game,
we could.
It wouldn't matter how many fouls they called.
That's true.
Yeah. So I mean,
but how do you get up? How do you get up by 20 points?
You have to be better.
No, how do you get up by 20 points?
You score more points than that. Like, you keep putting that ball in the hole.
Right. But how do you do that? You keep your best players on the court.
Yeah.
How do you keep your best players on the court? By not having
sure
them foul out.
People. Yeah. But if you have more than like one or two best players, like Duke, we had like,
you got like 4 or 5 best players.
8 or 9 or 10 good guys.
Right.
Like, our scrubs are as good as. No, I'm not putting, but like the guys who sit on our bench would start at State.
Probably, yeah.
And that's not saying that State has poor talent, but like Duke is fucking stacked. I mean, they just were, especially this year. But I mean,
which we beat y'all this year. So.
Yeah, you did absolutely. And the last time y'all beat us, we won a national championship.
That's
so
right.
I was just like,
hey, beating from us every year.
So. I was like, hey, it's happening this year, and it didn't. So also my whole baby thing didn't work out. How we have a baby and then we
every year. We still got another year. Like if he's born.
I guess June, that's true.
You could count him towards the next.
Count him towards next. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. He actually has to be in existence here for it to work. Given our recruiting class, it's a possibility. That's what I'm going to stick with if that's what happens. Randall just gave me an out. I got a 2 year. I got a 2 year. 2 year.
You're like that guy that guess your age, guess your weight. I got to come within 2 months, 2 years, or
2 months, 2 years, and 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah. Good shit. Oh, here's something crazy that happened this week. It's not really anything crazy, but I collect memorabilia, sports memorabilia, specifically Duke stuff. And one of my guys, one of my favorite players was JJ Redick. And so I got on eBay and found this autographed 8x10 photo. It was in a nice frame and everything. And it was 25. I won it for $25. So it's like, what the hell, man? $25 is for something like that to me is well worth it.
Yeah, well, that's a nice picture. You signed.
So I ordered it and via eBay, and it was on its way here, checking the status of it and everything. And when I went to get it, when the mailman delivered it, it was one of the funnier moments I've ever had, like funnier experiences I've ever had with a mailman. I don't even think I told you this, but so me and Zoltan, my next door neighbor, were actually working on finishing or getting that bedroom together even more. And the doorbell rang. And so I went downstairs and Zoltan was like, I'm hungry. It's lunchtime. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go and go get something to eat. I was like, all right, cool. So me and Zoltan both are going downstairs. And we open up the door. And the mail lady was like just barely getting in her car because she had to get out of her car to bring the mail up because it was a relatively large package, to bring it up and put it on the porch. And she was like, I'm sorry. I'm just the delivery person. I didn't do it. And I was like, what? And so I reached down and picked up this package. It's an 8x10 photo. So, the package is slightly bigger than that. And, like, as I pick it up, you just hear glass, like, broken glass. Like, let's simulate the sound a little bit. Actually, that's not simulating. That's actually the bag that it came in. So, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, fantastic. I now have...
And you can't really... Can you go back and, like, rate the person on eBay as bad?
Absolutely, I can. And I will.
Why?
So I reached out to the guy. I reached out to him, and I said, hey, look, man. You shipped glass in a paper pack. Like glass. But, dude, that's not acceptable.
Right.
And his response was, I said to him, I was like, the picture is all scratched up. I said, I can see from the listing that the picture was not scratched up. So what I have now received is damaged.
Right. It's different.
It's not what I paid for. So can you give me like a 50% discount, or can you replace the item? And his response was, I shipped it in a padded envelope and marked it fragile. After that, it's out of my hands. Now, I also ordered another piece of Duke memorabilia just the other day. And it was a signed jersey. You see what this is? This is a nice cardboard box. A piece of clothing came in this. Now, I feel like if, for what they paid extra for this, if they'd have just packed it in there, maybe my photo frame would still be together. My picture would be all scratched up.
Who signed this? Dunleavy?
No, that's Justice Winslow.
I was just making up names.
Yeah. No, Dunleavy did play for Duke. Good job. Way to know your sportsman.
I don't know which ones are your favorites. I'm just like,
which ones are my favorites?
Is this a Trajan Langdon?
No, I would. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would like to get Trajan.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he do anything in the NBA?
Not anything. No. But neither did Bobby Hurley or Christian Laettner. But they're greats. They're like Duke greats.
I do know those names. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got Bobby Hurley autographed too, and Christian Laettner. I got a Laettner ball. I got a 2015 National Championship team ball.
All those Kentucky fans out there love that Laettner ball.
Oh yeah, of course. It says I hate Kentucky on it.
As a foot stomp on the side.
Yeah. size 13 Nike. But yeah, so I've got some Duke stuff. I'm a big Duke fan. Brandon's gonna start collecting now to fill up the eventual podcast area.
I pull for the team. I don't know if I would pay money for like something signed.
Why wouldn't you pay money for it, Brandon? Because your team sucks.
I don't know.
He's like, because I want to spend my money on other shit. You dumbass.
I want something signed by Stan Lee or.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
What's his name? Maybe Todd McFarlane.
What about what's the dude that's directed all the Marvel movies?
Directed all the Marvel movies?
Not all of them, but he's done
like
a lot.
The Grand Poobah over them.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige?
No, that's not the name I'm looking for. You know way more about this movie.
Stan Lee. There's the guy who directed the first Iron Man.
Favreau. John
Favreau. Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because he was famous before all that. He was famous for Swingers and
and
Vince Vaughn
he did a lot of He did more acting than he did directing.
Yeah, he directed.
He directed the newest Jungle Book too, didn't he?
Yeah,
that was a good one. I thought.
I think he's doing the live action Lion King. I think it's his next
wow.
one. Yeah,
wow, that's big time.
Yeah, and he's really funny. I love him as an actor too because he's Tony's bodyguard, Happy. That's his name.
Yeah, I like John Favreau. He's good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who I really.
If
I had to pay for a signature,
would you pay for Stan Lee?
Yeah, I'd probably. I have some. I may have something signed by Stan Lee.
What the hell? Let's get on eBay. Let's see what Stan Lee autographs go on for. I'm sure they got it.
It's got to be expensive now because he's had like a stroke and stuff. He's not really doing.
Yeah, he's on his way out, unfortunately.
Yeah, 96 years old.
Is he?
I think so.
Good Lord. Stan Lee autograph. Now, I bet if it's on look at that. 8x10 autograph signed with COA, $51.
It's a picture of him and who else?
Someone dressed up in a Spider-Man suit. And there's a marble hand-signed snapback Captain America hat.
Oh.
$80. Oh, look at that.
Did they sell any signatures of Jack Kirby? Because that was the artist that worked with him on Spider-Man.
Let's see. Jack.
But that guy's dead, so I don't know.
They probably still have him, but because he's dead, probably expensive. Dude, look at that. Autographed 1972 full color, 11x17, $51. Heimdall. God's Heimdall, whatever that is.
That's one of Thor's friends.
Oh, okay. Thor's buddy, huh?
Thor's buddy, you know.
Oh, there you go. Fantastic Four number 52, signed by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby.
Oh, only $2,000?
$2,000, bro. $2,000. Go ahead, jump on that, man.
Now, how much is that credit signed? Card? Do they have a signed Amazing Fantasy 15? That's the first appearance of Spider-Man.
All right, signed.
There's probably 3 in the world.
Oh, look at that. Amazing Fantasy 15 signed.
It's probably a picture of a picture. Oh, only $8,200.
8,002. Look at that one. $360. Amazing Fantasy 15 CGC SS 9.8 signed by Stan Lee. First Spider-Man rare.
It's
Is it a card or something?
No, that's got to be like a reprint edition.
Even still, though, I mean that's pretty. This one you can tell is old.
Yeah.
You guys can't see this, but like you can tell this.
It's rated what 1.0?
1.0, yeah. Signed by Stan Lee.
So it's got like ripped pages and probably missing staples and shit like that.
Yeah,
it's still worth $8,000.
$8,200. It's crazy. 1990 Amazing Fantasy. Yeah. Oh, there's a card for $200.
Yeah,
that is pretty cool though.
And then if you want to see the ones that are crazy money, look at.
There you go. Amazing Fantasy CGC 6. That's rated a 6 out of 10.
Not even a 10.
$32,000. And this was a 4, and they've got it listed at $60,000.
Signed by Stan Lee.
In silver.
It's amazing.
I don't care if he signed it with the tip of his penis. I spent $60,000.
Now look, if you want to look up crazy prices, look up like Action Comics #1 with Superman. That was from 1940. Because Amazing Fantasy is from like the 60s.
All right, so we're looking up Action Comics #1.
Yeah. Not even signed. Just
#1. All right, here we go. You guys ready for this?
Here you go. One for $12, but what is a reprint?
Loot Crate, June 1938, unopened reprint. Yep. $12.
It's Action Comics #6, so 1.0.
Yeah. $2,653. #1 Loot Crate. Yeah, it's that reprint again.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so here's Action Comics #1, 1938.
I thought it was the 40s, but
CBCS 9.0 restored. Whatever the hell restored means.
Recolored and all kinds of crap.
$615,000.
I wouldn't touch it.
Dude, on your next paycheck, man. Just scoop that. Just scoop that, dog.
Would you even trust that to come in the mail? I'd be like, hold it, I'm coming to pick it up.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, where you at? If I got $615,000, I'm picking it up from your house.
That's true.
I'm going to your house, and me and you gonna talk. You gonna pass it in my hand in a briefcase, and take that like the handcuff it to me. Me and my bodyguards are gonna leave with it. Like,
yeah, I mean, if you had something like this, could you even enjoy it?
How would you display it?
You wouldn't. It would be in a bank vault somewhere.
Exactly. I mean, that's kind of what I like about the sports stuff that I have right now is that I can show it because I like looking at it. I think it's cool to see that and like think about the season that you had or whatnot. But there we go. Action Comics #1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Collection of a lifetime. It's got signed by Jerry Siegel.
Yeah, that's the guy who created Superman, or
100,
one of them.
116,000.
Sure, you got that in your back pocket.
I gotta wait. You see how my bank account works? There's not that much money in there, so I'm about to wait about 40 years.
It's connected to my savings account. I got to transfer from my savings to my bank account.
And it takes about 2 or 3 days.
That's right.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I wonder what. Like the one thing I was looking at too, like I was. I'm a Duke fan, but I've always kind of wanted some Michael Jordan signed shit.
Just because?
Yeah, because I like growing up in the '90s when I was really in love with basketball. Like, and I still love basketball, but when I was following Duke super closely and like keeping track of all their wins and losses on my bedpost, and I mean, like I remember all that. Jordan, the Bulls were at their peak, man. They just done their second three-peat.
Is his stuff cheaper now, you think, because it's kind of come out that he's kind of a dick and he doesn't like tip waitresses and he's kind of mean to people?
I don't know. If anything, I would think his stuff is more expensive because there's fewer of them out there.
Because he's still signing shit.
He doesn't like to sign shit, or if he does, like you got to pay to get him to sign your shit. It's not like you don't just walk up to him with a ball and go, "Hey, Mr. Jordan, will you sign this?"
Right.
He's like, "Fuck out of here!"
Right.
Get
in line.
Yeah, I mean, here's a 1990 NBA hoops. $90, but it doesn't say anything about coming with a certificate of authenticity. So I have a hard time if it doesn't come, especially if I'm gonna spend, some real money. Michael Jordan autograph. Let's look that up. All right, so yeah, I mean $90, but it's for a damn card. Cards used to be my jam, but not so much anymore. Actually, you know what? I mean, these aren't as crazily expensive as I thought they were gonna be.
Yeah, he's still alive. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking like a signature of a Wilt Chamberlain or something. Somebody's passed away.
Yeah, let's see, Wilt or dude, like what was it, a Mickey Mantle card or something a couple of years ago? That was like the most expensive card ever. It was a sign. I can't remember, but I'll look it up. Or no, it wasn't Mickey Mantle. It was Honus Wagner.
Yeah, like the first baseball card ever.
Chamberlain autograph. There we go. Yeah, just ignore my dog. She barks at everything. It was an 8x10 photo for like $113. I mean, that's actually not as expensive as I thought it would be. Oh wow. Bill Russell blocking Wilt Chamberlain. $150 signed. That's pretty cool. Yep. There you go. Wilt Chamberlain basketball signed $1,000. Man, it's crazy. Well, I think we're gonna wrap on the pod. I mean, unless you had anything else you really need to talk about.
I don't think so.
I feel like we're rambling at this point, boring you guys to tears. But anyway, we will do it again whenever we feel like it, because we don't have a schedule. Damn it.
That's right.
All right. 2 fingers.